Okay, well, thank you very much.
That reclined.
Meeting information with security warnings button.
Okay.
The host head.
All right.
Leave Alt Q button. Meeting information with security warnings button.
Okay.
API features are enabled
How
button.
you doing? All right, everybody, we're live in person.
Looks like.
Oh man, but it's like, so it was covered up because I had another window open. So anyway, hey, how are you guys doing? We have some fun topics today. I'm reading the 17-hour book about B.B. King. And so I thought about like, what can I take out of this that still applies to musicians today? So I talked about, well, taxes, they get you coming in and they get you going out, right? Or they get
That's
somebody.
Right. They get somebody coming.
Yeah. So I thought about that. And then since our mayor Johnston, these guys can't help but stick their foot in the mouth, you know.
Your
He's
microphone's cutting in and out, Johnny.
my microphone is cutting in. Let's see. What about this? Much better?
A
little bit
well,
better?
yeah, but when you're talking, it was fading in and out.
Ah,
Maybe
okay.
because it was down.
Yeah, so we have that with Johnson saying what he said, and then the illegals. We have some. I have some stuff about
What microphone you using? Using that one or you using?
Yeah, I'm using this one. So are you saying like the other one works a lot better?
I don't know. That one there is fading in and out.
That's what let's see. Where is my thinking like I had another headphone here. What did I do with my headphones?
Today's broadcast is brought to you by the sponsors of Introversion FM. We've got the Denver Center for the Performing Arts, the something about the endowments and stuff. These guys, and there's more. They're all listed on the website at www.introversionrecords.org. Today is November 26th.
My phone is doing that.
I think it is
doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. Anyway, welcome to the Introversion FM universe. Like Johnny was saying, we got a boatload of fun topics.
It's so funny.
Shoot. And if folks stay till the end, got some mighty good news for those that have been following my homeless track. So while Johnny gets sorted out here, we got Hey Joe, our resident time traveler. He is in the future. It's just about 7:30 a.m. in the Philippines.
8:25 or 8:15.
Okay.
8:15 in the Philippines a.m.
We don't do daylight savings times here.
I hope everybody's getting ready for Thanksgiving. That's coming up, and there's going to be 1 to 3 feet in the mountains in the San Juan area.
Okay.
Hey, Johnny, how you doing?
Okay, I'm back.
All right.
Just have to switch out headphones. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I think those are the 3 topics because we were talking about. Well, let's see. Let's talk about the
Bluetooth mode.
The way that they can get taxes because they're always complaining they're using the school system, they're using the medical system, and nobody's paying any taxes. So Vivek, I think it was him who said, well, when they just go down to where they send the money and on that platform or whatever platform there is, if you're sending it to Mexico, that there's a 5% tax on it, and that 5% tax can pay their income tax, right?
Wow.
You put a 5% charge, and I thought that was a good idea. And then you would connect it to their zip code. So if they live in, it doesn't matter, they have to connect their zip code with that sending out money to Mexico.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I said, well, that would solve it. But how come these brains that are in there now, or before, how come nobody's ever thought about this? They're always complaining about it, but this is a way you could do something about it. And then it's, then the hospitals they're begging us, oh, we had a ballot on the thing about raising money to provide like houses or homes or apartments but we don't have enough money we're being stressed so thin that we could have, that I bet the American people would say, yeah, sure, if they would have been taxing these illegals and them paying for themselves, but for some silly reason they decided to do it the other way. And they always do it backwards. It's like, yeah, we just have a backward government. So what do you
With
think?
the additional individuals coming in as quickly as possible via this caravan, I'm kind of curious as to what folks think that they want to try to get accomplished by coming here in the middle of winter time and being deported forthwith.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like, I don't know why they haven't thought about this before, because it takes a guy like that has done like finances to be able to think of something as simple. Now it's a matter of implementing it and getting that into the system. Because I was saying on Facebook, oh, I gotta,
Message, button, voicemail.
hey,
Voicemail, message, button, voicemail.
let me
button.
send it over to voicemail. Okay. I lost. Okay. Oh shoot, I lost my train of thought.
Wow.
I think you started,
Super.
talking about the
Wonderful. That's his.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. This guy was complaining that he was doing some stuff, a side job, and he got paid, I guess, a little bit over $600. And then PayPal wanted to know his social security number.
sure.
And I guess that stuff has been implemented. And so same thing with my daughter. If I or anybody, if I go over that $600 limit, then they want to know why it's going. But because I have the nonprofit, maybe I can get away with going like sending money to someone. But if they send money to me like that, then it's going to be a problem.
So anything over $600 is still going to be an issue.
Yes.
Interesting.
So
This is why there is going to be some sweeping reforms. At least it's hoped anyway. And there is some pushback, but it does appear that things are indeed moving forward.
yeah. And then I don't know if you've been keeping up with Johnston, and he's walked it back about that he's gonna
About his stance on the sanctuary city stuff.
yes, and he wants to have 50,000. I'm not sure where he's gonna find this 50,000, but 50,000 protesters with police.
Now, see, here's the interesting thing, Johnny, and correct me also, hey, Joe, if I'm wrong, but is this not a federal matter? I mean,
Yeah.
Biden was using that whole spiel about when Texas was trying to put a stop to some of this right at the beginning. Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, was pretty much all but forced to go ahead on and start accepting folks because at the federal level, this is being allowed to happen. So this would be something happening at the federal level in reverse. And of course, state and local governments, theoretically, I mean, judging from what happened with the last administration here, the outgoing administration, what do you think?
Yeah, I think he's going to have some troubles if they always want to talk about insurrection. We'll say, yeah, hold my bill. We'll show you insurrection and show you how we can put you in prison, not a fake jail, but real jail for something real that you did do, instead of being set up because he's pretty much setting himself up for this.
It's interesting because you got folks on both sides of the aisle that are kind of starting to get a little bit concerned about the amount of folks that have come in to our country outside of legal channels. Most notably, what's that guy's name? Anderson.
Our new board czar.
Yeah, no, I want to say
Uh,
Alan Anderson. He's a Democrat or something like this.
Oh,
Couple other folks really giving it to him. I mean, telling him, hey man, we got nothing. You guys installed Kamala Harris rather than putting her in there via nomination, you know, all those votes that Joe Biden got, she got them by proxy. So it's interesting how they pushed him out, and these folks on the left side in even their party is just finally waking up to that fact that we're kind of in a little bit of trouble.
yeah. And she's laying pretty low, right? Because I haven't heard anything. I've heard other people talk.
And I haven't heard much. I mean, I've heard obviously the whole WAR thing, World WAR3, and a bunch of big things going on there. But
Hey, and then I got to tell you that this one. Okay, there's enough going on without these what are they? These nonprofits who have criminals employed in them, who are social justice criminals. So I'm gonna give you the background of these people, and then I'll tell you what they did.
Yeah.
So we got these three black guys, and one or the other decided to shoot at a cop, so he's up for trial for attempted murder. This other one, he's up for trial because some rapper said something dissed him, so he's up on trial. Now, before all that stuff came down, they decided to get with the Jamaican, I think it's either from police or Jamaican mayor of Colorado Springs, and they decided to spray paint some derogatory words on a poster that has his name, and then set up a cross in front of it, and then burn it, and then take it, and then they shot it over to the media.
Wow.
Now, before the media even checked it to see if this was true, they started running the story saying, our first black mayor in Colorado Springs, these hateful white people are going after him, right?
right.
And now it's coming out that these three guys were texting this mayor saying pretty much what they were going to do, but the FBI won't let us see what the mayor's answer was. And I figured we got to, after reading a B.B. King book, I'm thinking like there's real stuff out there, and instead of going after the real stuff, these idiots are making up stuff.
Wow.
God.
It's a mad world. God's still on the throne. He is mighty, and wow, he is
Yeah,
just.
I'm sure there's going to be a few of the police that will go along with Johnston.
You think so?
That's what you guys are talking about, right?
Well,
not
yeah.
only Johnston, but the Colorado Springs mayor.
Well, yeah, the fake hate crime with the Colorado Springs mayor, and now Mayor, we were talking about Mayor Johnson saying that he's going to employ the police to do this, and so you say you think, but if they do, they don't know the Constitution because they swore to uphold and not go against the federal or go against the law.
You know, when Trump takes office, it's going to be, they're going to be looking for another place to live.
It's going to be a little bit messy for sure, but prayers are definitely in order. They do have a habit of being answered.
When you listen to NPR, they're always saying, they're acting as if Lake Hiley, that was just one person. And so they got a hold of that one person, and there's haven't been any other, and they just pushed that out there, and it's just that one person, and all the rest of these illegals, they're just such perfect citizens, and it's like, and they push that. So I listen to both sides of it. I'm seeing how they're pushing it, and I see when that one gentleman gets on and he lets you know, he said, "Hey, criminals first, then the ones that went to court, and the court says no, we're going to reject this. Now you have to go. We're going to cancel your visa, go home." Well, they decided not to go home. They decided to stay here, even though their visa was canceled. So those are second, and then, then the other ones. Then we'll get to that when we get to that. But it's not going to be these mothers with children and all this kind of stuff. Even though they have broke what they could do is what does it call it?
Some of the actual legals there have become illegal because they overstayed their visa.
Yeah.
Like Filipinos are notorious for that. They go there, they just stay there and lose themselves. And they I don't know. It's kind of weird how they can get away with it. That's part of the reason that the Philippines is on such a restricted list for visas.
Yeah, and I think it's because and then they kept on saying like, well, nobody's going to do these jobs at these guys. And I'm sure these guys, of course, these employers are getting away with paying these people less than the minimum wage because they can. And I'm sure if you pay, yeah, okay, whatever a living wage is for doing that kind of work or whatever, because it does take a little bit of, they call it unskilled work, but there is some skill involved with this.
Absolutely.
So it's like Johnson, and then I guess when he said the part about the Tiananmen Square, that's when he really started ducking the media. Oh man, this is crazy.
There's a lot of stuff cleaned up in the country. Lots to be cleaned up and done away with. You see where Trump isn't using the left.
Trump is using what?
Transition stuff that normally gets used.
Yeah.
The federal bureaucracy crap, and everybody's just up in arms about it. It's not required. So he's vetting his own people, not letting FBI or anybody else vet anybody. He's doing it all himself.
Oh yeah, because it was talking about like, he hasn't signed this piece of paper yet.
Yeah, they want him to do this and do that. And he said, but they're the ones that jacked him up last time and leaked his stuff everywhere, So
yeah,
doing it.
Yeah, why would you let the rest check the cheese? Gee. Like, oh man, it's too much. And then let's get down to this. Okay, BB King is long and gone, or whatever. But I was looking at like his taxes, and like, he would have this, and all of these guys they do this because I even noticed like the guy I worked with here a while back. He would always get paid in cash, and then he would pay his artists in cash. But then when he got with me, I would get a check, and I said, okay, and I needed to keep a paper trail. But so many artists are so used to being paid under the table that if they get with someone who's trying to, keep a paper trail so he can keep his books in track, it doesn't necessarily fit with a lot of these artists. And of course, they blow a lot of money. But I was just looking at some of the saying that his wife was trying to warn him, but she couldn't give him like say, okay, I know this tax guy, he could really work in your taxes and help you pay, because there's a lot of loopholes there. But if you don't have a tax guy that knows that, then then you don't know that.
Jax.
Fascinating.
It cut, now you're getting cut out. You're about to say something, hey Joe?
No, my dog was barking.
Oh, okay. No, all right. So if you get a chance, it's called the King of the Blues. King of the Blues, 17 hours. I'm down to like 6 hours, and I only got interrupted last night because they're showing Dark Shadows without commercials.
Oh, wow.
So I was checking that out last night, and I'll probably get back to a little bit because in some parts I remember some of it, and then some of the characters I said, I sort of remember that, and so I'm at the part where Barnabas is helping Quentin get rid of the curse of being a werewolf.
Wow.
So yeah, that's what I do to unwind the mind. But I'll probably finish the last 6 hours sometime tonight as well, because it's like it seemed like that I was wondering, like, how did he get out of the Chitlin circuit into being known internationally? And it was all through because the hippie phase was part of that.
Your mic has left the meeting.
Absolutely.
When they got him involved with the introducing himself to the hippie section of society, and then it just started to blow up from there. So
Have you
So-
got a place where he starts talking about his diabetes and that kind of stuff yet?
no, but I know his mother died of diabetes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, was it his grandmother? No, I think it was his mother, because she said she was really thin, her eyes were bleeding and stuff like that. And I think he was about 6 years old when this happened to him. And his grandmother also,
Mike 16 has joined the
same
meeting.
thing. The same thing. So yeah, I haven't got to the diabetes part. This is probably gonna be in the next 6 hours here. I will.
Oh yeah, guaranteed. Towards the last of his life, BB King had dedicated his life to really trying to bring awareness to diabetes and things like that. In fact, I guess he was sponsoring some breakthrough medications and things, which now are no longer breakthrough medications for diabetes. They've been in the market for a while, but yeah, he was doing some stuff with that. It's quite fascinating to find out that, yeah, I mean, this blues legend is mortal just like everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
don't know. Toss a comment down below, like, share, subscribe, wherever you're watching us or listening to us.
And I got turned into some songs that I heard of, the Thriller's Gun. Everybody heard of that song, but
Yeah.
they were like throwing out some songs that he did, and I went back. It was one album that was really angry when he got divorced from his third wife, and you could just, he says something about don't let nobody in my house when I'm not at home, and you could just hear like he was mad about somebody. If your mother, if she wants to come home when I get home from work, I get home at 4 o'clock in the morning, and that's too late for anybody to come visit. Oh man, some of the lyrics in the songs, and something, it was a song about Sweet 16. That was like when he first fell in love, because she met her when she was 14, his third wife, 14. Then she waited until she got out of high school before they got married.
Wow.
And of course, he couldn't have any kids. I mean, the reason he couldn't have any, he would claim these other kids from these other women, but he was totally sterile because of what happened to him in the military. Oh, and I was, if your jewels got swollen back in those days because of venereal disease, the country doctors would get a book, slam it to drain it.
Oh.
Can you
That's
imagine?
that's where that came from. The name, the slang name for that particular.
I said, when you seen the book coming at you, I don't know, man. To have the doctor say, do you have any other methods?
You're right. Like, don't they have antibiotics for that? I mean,
Oh, man.
ooh,
Oh, man. I
Wow.
tell you, man. I said, country doctors, man.
fascinating history, folks.
Oh, man.
We have lots of
But
fascinating
You
history
figured
facts
if
here.
you got it, you need to pay for it.
Yeah, you probably have to pay for that kind of stuff, but it's like, this is, but why should when you go overseas, if you're in the army, man, you gotta, protect yourself. Well, that was back, well, I bet they had the protection back then, but these guys, they were rough and tough army guys, I guess, whatever. But they paid for it.
There's rhymes about it.
Oh man, gee.
Wow.
So he kept, I guess in the fantasy of his mind, he kept saying, "Well, she had a miscarriage and that miscarriage," because he had this persona, that that he had to put up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting book, and it's fascinating because what the guy does, he gives a historical factor about what was going on around that time, and then he gets back into the story. So it's historical. It's almost like reading a history book. This is going on at that time, and then this is what B.B. King was doing around that time.
Wow.
So that's what makes it really interesting. And I'm going to read this one about Muddy Waters here
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
soon because I
Yeah.
just got through with the movie, audio described movie of Cadillac Records.
Oh,
So
wow.
if you get a chance, that's on that Audio Vault.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to read this one about I want to watch this movie called Spinal Tap too, because it was based on.
I think you'll like that. I think you'll enjoy that
Yeah.
quite a lot. Hey, folks, don't forget if you're into audio description, if you're a blind individual, toss down a comment. What's your favorite movie? Don't forget to like, share, and do all that neat stuff too. Subscribe, whatever platform you're on.
Yes. All right. Well, we're gonna let you guys go. Appreciate you guys showing up for the show tonight.
Yeah, before we split, I just want to tell you, my homeless trek is now over. Tomorrow, I will show you my new reality. So all
Hey.
those that have been praying, I want to thank you. For those that have helped out Intervision FM over the years, keeping me sane and keeping me in a job. Thank you. And do go ahead and hit the website, www.intervisionrecords.org, and consider helping out the family.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right. See you guys tomorrow.
God bless.
All right.
You guys.